Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the producer of the widely acclaimed Broadway play Jersey Boys, Joe Grano, and singer-songwriter and founding member of the Four Seasons, Bob Gaudio.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've had the privilege for the last 30 years to be able to call Frankie Valli my friend. And each and every one of those years, I would stand back in awe, and I would watch him traverse our wonderful country and live out of a suitcase and entertain his fans 100 to 150 gigs, and that even includes the year 2010. I also, though, in every one of those years, had this unique curiosity as to really what was behind the longevity of his popularity. Was it that unique voice? Were the beautiful songs, and many of which, by the way, Bob Gaudio wrote? And then in 2006, a phenomenon landed in Broadway, and it answered the curiosity. And Jersey Boys landed and took the city over its storm. By the way, globally, it's the #1 show around the world. It's in 7 countries, 7 wonderful, wonderful companies. And I realize that there are 3 things that answer that question relative to longevity. Number 1, it's the nostalgia that Frankie represents and the Four Seasons represent. Those days when the grandmothers sat on the porches and watched out for us, and we didn't have cars, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have text-messaging. What we had was a tremendous camaraderie, and things seemed to be a bit simpler back then. And we did have a radio, and we had the songs of Sherry and Big Girls Don't Cry, et cetera, and we even carried that with us to the drive-ins. And then also I look at Frankie, and I think he's a manifestation of what it is to be in America. It is the American dream. Kids growing up on the street, breaking through, even without a formal education, to have the success that a meritocracy allows for, and that's our wonderful nation, and Frankie is a perfect example of that. And last but not least, I think the word integrity comes about. Back then, again, it was simpler. We didn't have attorneys with us all the time. We weren't suing each other. We didn't need contracts. You could look somebody in the eye, and your word was your bond. And there's no one, by the way, that can explain that better than this man here who's experienced it firsthand, Mr. Gaudio.
Thank you. First of all, I want to set the record straight. Contrary to what my character says at the end of Jersey Boys, I do give a about the old neighborhood. Especially when you get to Silver Lake and Jimmy Buff's. Remember that one? The Belmont Tavern, Belleville, you know. Okay. You know, this state has been good to us, and integrity, absolutely, Joe. Frankie epitomizes that. Honesty, a fierce loyalty, which I think is pretty much what Jersey's all about. And you know, the character, the fact that we've been 40 years on a handshake, pretty much says a whole lot about the man. There's a part in Jersey Boys where they refer to the handshake as a Jersey contract. That pretty much says a lot about the state. It's probably the last place in the entire world where a handshake really means something to this day. So I'm very proud to say that this is my town.
Well, Bob. Oh, Frankie, on behalf of Bob Gaudio and myself, we're so proud to induct you into the New Jersey Hall of Fame.
By the way, the man that inspired the music, Frankie Valli.
Come on.
I can't even begin to tell you how good it is to have friends like Joe and Bob, and just exactly what New Jersey means to me. I grew up in New Jersey. I lived in the projects in Stephen Crane Village in Newark, and struggled through so many different things before I finally did obtain some success. And there isn't anything that I would change about it. Everything was terrific. Had great parents who were there all the time. My mother was probably one of my biggest fans ever. So much so that she would call me when I would be out of town and ask me how I was doing, or she heard the weather was bad. And she wanted to know if I had enough sweaters or blankets or whatever. And I would always play with her mind a little bit and say, gee, no, Mom, I'm out here and there are no blankets and the heat is not working and it's really tough. But it really has been a wonderful journey. I know it's been a long evening, and I thank all of you for your patience here this evening. But what a remarkable evening this is. I would like to congratulate all the other inductees, and I am truly humbled to be counted among them. I've received many honors, but this is truly an exceptional one. To be honored by the Hall of Fame in the state of my birth, in the city where I grew up, not too far from this very stage that I am standing on, is like a dream come true. When I was a kid, I would lie in bed at night and wonder what my life would become. This is the moment I dreamed of, to come home to New Jersey, far beyond my own imagination of success. Thank you all so much, and thank you, New Jersey Hall of Fame, and all my friends and family who are here tonight to celebrate with me. I love you all, and God bless you.